My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is November 1st, 2023. It is 2:30 a.m. I finished edit this video and I'm uploading it on YouTube right now. There it is. And I will be making it live later on today, November 1st at 10 a.m. So this video, I took it out of, let me see, where's the video? I'll put a screenshot of the video, of this video. I wasn't planning on talking about Palestinian or anything like that. It was a video within, the list that I had regarding one of those politicians in the UK talking about the protests that were going on in UK over the weekend. So it prompted me to grab some tweets that I came across that I was holding on to until I was in a certain space, mindset to share them with you. Like, for instance, I have this list. This is today's list. I have 13 tweets to share with you, but it's this list. This is the video. I just copied this to put on the description. But like, for instance, tweets like these, tons of videos, okay, regarding the Middle East, all sort of things. So you see, I have it as war, but the thing is that I wasn't prepared to share them with you. But when I came across a video which I had on my list, and the thing that she said prompted me to grab different tweets that I came across to when I was pointing out a certain situation, to share with you as examples of what I was talking about. So I ended up removing it out of this video. This was the main video. I removed those Palestinian tweets out of it and make it its own. And one of the things that I decided to do, I decided not to monetize it. Okay, I turned it off. So it's not like I'm trying to make money off of it. It's the information I want to share with you. But if it was within that video, because I have a lot of other things talking about Meghan, Harry, all sort of other topics. If it was in this video, it would be monetized. But since I removed them, put it by itself, I don't want to be seen like I'm making money off of the issues that's going on in Palestine. Okay, so this one will be out later today. And by the time you're watching this video that I'm talking in right now, you probably will have seen it. If you didn't see it, go check it out. Some of the issues that's going on in the Middle East. And funny enough, while I was searching for tweets to share with you, I came across one particular tweet here. It's not on my list. Let me see if I see it. Alright, so this was not on my list, but it crossed my mind while I was searching for videos to share with you. And I responded to that. You see, 11 minutes ago, there's my response. So there's this tweet here. For a minute, I thought I read it wrong. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, I read it correctly at first when I respond to that. So they say here, just 17% Arab Americans said they will vote for Biden in 2024. According to a new, whatever this poll is, a staggering drop from 59% in 2020. This is the most dramatic shift over the shortest period of time. All right, so there's me here responding. So in other words, they're not going to vote for Biden. I'm not saying Biden is the perfect person or anything like that. But when you compare with the alternative, okay, so I say here, okay, good luck with any GOP. This is exactly what they wanted to do, divide the Americans. GOP has nothing to offer the country, but they focus on their agenda. GOP has absolutely nothing to lose. They were the ones pointing fingers, calling Middle Eastern terrorists. Okay? So I leave it as that. If they want to go for GOP, that's fine. But knowing look how they're covering for Trump. If you look at what the new speaker that they have, they're already saying to divide the money that's going to, which makes sense. Because to divide the money that's going to Ukraine to what's going on in the Middle East. But if they get the chance, why do you think they want to do that? Because Putin wants to go across Europe and destroy whatever is in his mind. I can't go into those crazy people's mind. But the thing is that if you have a GOP in office, they're not here to help you. Okay? That's all. Let me leave this alone. I didn't want to go in this far. But anyway. All right, so let's look at the background. My number have dropped, so some people have unsubscribed, whether they did it automatically themselves or YouTube decided to remove some people, because I believe I got up to 3,440-ish during the day. So it went back down to that. If you look at my old video, I don't have it in here because I took this out of the main video, but you will find it in this video. I'll put a screenshot of the thumbnails. This one, you will find it because at the beginning of this video, I said the amount of subscribers that I have. All right, so now it's only showing, 3,436. All right, so in the last 48 hours, I had 2,698 views. So check to see if you are subscribed. All right, so let's go to my first tweet. Let's see. I have 13 tweets to share with you. I wasn't really on Twitter yesterday. I was busy. Halloween. My kids decided to go trick-or-treating by themselves. They didn't want me and my husband to come. But while they were gone, I was knocked out on the couch. All right, so this is the first tweet. Sussex, the Prince of Wales fanatics need to stop running around with your hair on fire. All right. Remember what his father said when confronted about his mistress, Camilla, and Willie is now Prince of Wales. All right. So that's the quote here by Prince Charles. Do you seriously expect me to be the first Prince of Wales in history not to have a mistress? All right.
I remember saying to my husband, why this lady around? And he said, well, I refuse to be the only Prince of Wales who never had a mistress.
So there's that here. Oh, wow. Well, I'm wondering, do King Charles the Cruel have a mistress now? You never know. I don't think Camilla cares. Camilla got what she wanted. What she wanted is exactly where she's at. Okay? And this is what Charles wanted too. Someone who will accept his behavior. All right? And whatever. That's their problem. But okay. Next tweet. As a matter of fact, reading this just reminded me of a tweet I came across. Let me pause and go look for it. Again, it was not on the... Okay, I forgot what I was looking for. I stopped looking at some other videos. But I think it was this tweet I was looking for. Where this person said he does a lot of women, but I don't want to read it. It's on the screen. You could read it. Okay, that he does a lot of women, but they don't come. And this is my response to his comment. His problem is quality. He should focus on his problem is quantity. He should focus on quality. He should be ashamed to say this. He's getting it done to please himself. He needs to learn to please his partner. He just put it in and went to work for himself. Hopefully he uses protection because sexual transmitted diseases are still out there. Okay, are still a thing. But I forgot my point because I took a while. I was watching some videos on Twitter about Halloween and different things. So let me focus on whatever it is that I was doing. Okay, so that was gonna be the next tweet. Okay, so this is Meredith, new video. While researching the timeline of the British media's coverage of the alleged rural rift in 2019, I realized something else was going on almost simultaneously. It shows again the double standard of the never complain, never explain. Okay, let's see here. I'm just listening to it for the first time. Oh shit. Okay, so she went on.
I'm going to show you a quick clip from the Harry and Meghan documentary and then get into our topic of the day.
A private letter from the Duchess to her dad has been made public.
What struck out to me was that date, February 2019. That was when the Daily Mail published a private letter between Meghan Markle and her father, Thomas Markle. Meghan wrote the letter to her father before her May 2018 wedding, based on the advice from senior palace aides. But do you know what else was going on and what was going to be published just a month later? The alleged royal rift between Kate and Rose and then Prince William. Eden is the first one to write about it in his column. It's not till Dan Wootton's article in The Sun days later that Prince William is brought into it. Then the Corin tweet. Then In Touch magazine, an American outlet, publishes affair rumors in early April 2019. And here's why I bring it up. Back to the clips.
They're still scratching their heads going, how would the Mail have either the stupidity or the, whatever you want to call it, to print a letter between a daughter and a father? Well, the answer is simple. They knew the family would encourage us not to sue.
So we had to draw a line. We had to take legal action. So they said, yes, of course. And I would follow up for weeks and weeks and weeks. Hey, what's going on with this?
And yes, this is in line with never complain, never explain. That advice was not being distributed equally, because while Harry and Meghan are trying to get legal help on this, the royals' lawyers of choice, Harbottle and Lewis, were...
What was it? I talk about this in one video. I mean, I go through the stuff and don't really save it in my head until I'm talking about something else, then I'll bring certain point. But this part, what she's talking about, not too long ago, I was just talking about it, where they stole her legal action, giving her BS to hold on to, and then she had her own money. She decided to hire her own lawyer. All right, so let's continue listening to Meredith.
Busy shooting off letters trying to suppress any stories about a rural rift. Legal warnings, which kind of flies in the face of the whole never complain, never explain. And not to mention that Meghan's case seems like a clear slam dunk because publishing a private letter is unlawful. Both William and Meghan's argument is that their privacy has been invaded. A lot of people have found that interesting in Prince William's case that he didn't go after libel. With libel laws, the burden of proof is reversed in the UK versus the US. In the UK, the defense has to prove that what they wrote was true, which could also lead to more information coming out, more information being requested in the discovery phase that the palace doesn't want out there. Harry and Meghan even mention how they tried to do that with Meghan by requesting information, any text messages sent about Archie, which would have nothing to do with the time period involved. This was pre-Archie. But it was.
And this is why they wanted to go after, the People magazine, with the friends talking about things. And Meghan fought for it and said, this had nothing to do with you copying, printing my letter, and all of that. So, yeah, she's right. Let's see some of the comments. So she put her TikTok thing. I'm not on TikTok. I'm surprised. Well, it asked me to sign up, but whatever. Slight correction. I misspoke when I said she wrote the letter before her wedding. It was soon after. Sorry about that. The thing is, the media could have written about the fact Prince William and Rose Hembury were having private meals together at her home. That came straight from her brother. They didn't have to mention an affair at all. So the fact they didn't even touch that is fishy. Okay, they did, and they got pulled from the article, which is weird. Alright, interesting. Although right from the get-go, Jason was warning all of us not to follow up on the Mail on Sunday letter story, as the Sussexes were taking legal action, and very strong terms. He warned us off, which is interesting in itself, as by that point they iced him, and he knew the letter had. Okay, hey, I can't believe this video got on your radar. Thank you for your response and weighing in. It's interesting that Jason, so that's Emily Andrews. Someone made made a reference to her. So I will go in it. I think she's a reporter, a journalist in the UK. So I don't follow her, but I see some of the squad follow her. But let me go into that, because I think there's some tweets that I bookmarked to share with you that made reference to her. So since I'm here now, let's cover it. When I'm up to that point on my list, I'll just make reference to this right now. So let's go into that. Okay, so interesting. Although right now, from the get-go, Jason was warning all of us, meaning the tabloid, the people who write on the papers, because that's what she does, right? She's a journalist and broadcaster, right? Commentator, recovering classicist, okay? Not to follow up the Mail on Sunday letter story, as the Sussexes were taking legal action, and very strong term, he warned us off, which is interesting in itself, as by that point, they iced him, and he knew the letter had. Okay, so she continued. He knew the letter had been written with an eye to it being made public. Both he and Meghan had considered that possibility. And there was a strong suggestion, even at that point, that she wanted it out there. What? Meghan wanted it out there? This is the story that they were making. She was afraid that it will intercept. I have some text messages where she was talking to Jason about it. All right. And she made that point where the letter, the way she's going to send the letter so people don't know it's from her, is to send it to a friend of hers. So the friend will put her information on the, I guess, on the envelope, and then to reach her father, Meghan's father. She was afraid it was going to be intercepted, all right? But she didn't want it out there. And then within the conversation that says this kind of information, where Meghan was giving Jason step by step her plan, okay? So which means Jason went around, in my humble opinion, to tell people the letter's out there. And then within that same letter, Meghan was telling Jason she wanted whatever she's discussing with Jason to be between Meghan herself and Jason only. Because Jason had suggested to Meghan, can he share this information with someone? Okay? Meghan repeat again and said, as I stated before, I want this between me and you. Okay? So this is the part that I believe they brought to court. And then I was like, the first time that I came across it, and I was like, of all things, this is what he suggested. He was part of the co-author of the letter. It actually strengthened Meghan's case to say she wanted this to be private. And then where Jason had mentioned to Meghan, within that same text again, what Meghan should add in her letter, because Meghan failed to include certain things like Meghan have been calling the father, he's not picking up, and all of that. So this was a suggestion by Jason to Meghan to include in her letter, and Meghan agreed and said she will not review, she will edit it, she will include in it, what's the term, she would modify it or some shape or form. Okay? And then it was that part that I assume Jason felt like to tell the court that he was co-author of it. And this is why the court had take some time to discuss for Jason to come forward to say where he was co-author of the letter before they could before the judge could determine who gets certain amount, because at that point Meghan had won her case and he never showed up. All right? So all of this. So Meghan told Jason she's afraid, I'm paraphrasing now, she's afraid her letter might be intercepted. To prevent that, to prevent the letter from being intercepted, she's gonna send it to a friend of hers who will then FedEx it to her father. And then from there, it will be the friend's information on the FedEx or on the envelope. Okay? So Jason knew all of that. And then with that, you see pictures of some reporters who went to take pictures with Thomas Markle and all of that. So which means he probably told them the letter's out there, go get it. And then, who knows, the father decides to do whatever. All right, so that's my understanding of it. So let me read the Emily Andrews thing here. Okay, it started from here, and he knew the letter had been written with an eye to it being made public. Both he and Meghan had considered that possibility. Okay, I just explained this part. And there was a strong suggestion, even at that point, that she wanted it out there. No, okay? That's not true. The Mail on Sunday had sat on that letter for 6 months. It was the People article that triggered it, okay? And this is why they wanted to go after people, for her friends to come and talk and all of that. It was the People magazine focus on, Meghan's friend, who felt like there was something that was not right with Meghan. They took it upon themselves to let the world know something is not right. And then the Mail, when they were in court, the Mail on Sunday wanted to go after People magazine to release the names of those Meghan's friends who were concerned about Meghan's well-being. And then Meghan said, no, they have absolutely nothing to do with what's going on in her case. And she stopped it. She told the court she doesn't want it. She fought for it, for the names of her friends to not be made public. Also, if my memory serves me well, another point that came out of the People magazine is that the Mail on Sunday was saying something that with Omid's book, some sort of a relation between Omid's book and People's magazine. So what they found out, what the judge found out, is that the People magazine article came out first. Then Omid's book came, in terms of publishing. Okay, the timing were completely different. Omid's book came after the People magazine. So which means, Omid could have taken some information through People magazine to include in his book. So that was dismissed, and that's why Omid didn't even need Omid to be present in that case or something like that. So the timing was completely off. All right. So all of this, the people who were against Meghan, the tabloid, the royal family, they all fell in this aspect. Okay. So let's continue on the court case here. Okay, I agree. Okay, let's see here. The Mail on Sunday had sat on that letter for 6 months. It was the People article that triggered it. Okay, I agree. The People article seemed to have triggered it, but I don't see why Meghan would have wanted the letter leaked in that manner, especially giving the negative spin and redaction. I'm sure there was consideration that a letter could eventually get out there. All right, so this is the thing here. Meghan was concerned the letter might get out there, and she took steps. She told Jason that. She told Jason she's afraid because the paper might intercept it or something. She took extra step. Okay, all this Jason knew. Okay, Jason knew Meghan's plan. Meghan did not want the letter to be out there. Okay, but to that, I think there's a difference between knowing a letter could become public and writing with that in mind and planning to leak it. Okay, so there's Dr. Zenia here responding to Meredith. I think by Emily Andrews just gave you a slam dunk example of how the palace threw Meghan to the wolves to protect William. She argues that the affair rumor was more libelous than publishing a letter marked private and confidential. Okay, and then I made the point in some old videos on PYTE that Charles have sued the papers for the same exact thing that Meghan have sued, and I think Anne have done the same thing. So they knew. All right. Throughout the case against the Mail on Sunday, every legal mind wondered how Mail on Sunday could have been so brazen to print that letter, and Emily has explained why, because the media needed to kill the affair story and threw Meghan under the bus. And they pay a good price for that. Even though Meghan, I think, only asked $1 or something for winning the thing. And then they run with it as if, this is the only thing she wins. She only won $1, making fun of her and mocking it. But the main reason behind that is the principle. She was not after the money. She was after the fact that they interfere in her privacy. Okay, and that, I remember when that case was going on, and I was like, oh my God, if she loses the case, the only reason I was afraid for her is what happened to Johnny Depp, because Johnny Depp proved his case and he lost the case. Okay, now we sort of have an idea, the connection of things with Dan Wooten, because Dan Wooten was part of that lawsuit. Okay, all this should raise an eyebrow on that manner. But the thing is that Meghan, well, I lose my chain of thought. Whatever I was thinking is that Meghan knew that they interfere in her privacy. All right, so my main thought, I lost it. Maybe when I'm editing, if I remember, because I can't stop and rewind to listen what I was saying. And but let's continue. All right, I lost my chain of thought. Okay, throughout the case against the Mail on Sunday, every legal mind wondered how Mail on Sunday could have been so brazen to print that letter. And Emily has explained why, because the media needed to kill the affair story and threw Meghan under the bus. Okay, let's pause this. Sometimes it's what the royal PR team don't say just as much as what they do, especially when it comes to Prince Harry and Meghan. Okay, this one is 7 seconds. What is this? This is her who was talking here, Emily Andrews.
Although, my job is to report on the royals and to be, sometimes part of their PR spin and be positive about them.
Okay.
My job is to report
To make a spin. Meghan was not having it. Alright, I call Emily Andrews out so many times too. Glad to be on the right side of history on this. The media always out themselves in the end. So she got blocked. Okay, so there's more coming out. Hey, I can't believe this video got on your radar. Thank you for your response and weighing in. So that her responding to Emily Andrews, I think. It's interesting that Jason warned you off. That's the thing. They're letting it out. Because, what is it? He knew Meghan's plan. Okay? He knew Meghan's plan. Because Meghan told him so. So he must have go beyond and tell someone else to go and intercept the letter. Okay? Was the right before the com split? What I don't get is why not send a warning to the Mail on Sunday and take it down. Okay, the way it was presented was disingenuous based on the redaction. I'm going to reply to each of your comments one at a time. Apologies in advance for all the notifications. Okay, don't apologize to Emily. She's one of the lying royal cabal. The writing is on the wall, so now she's scrambling to save her lying ass. Okay, word has it that she was always been part of the problem. Liar for hire. Okay, AAA got sacked. Okay, Emily Andrews got sacked by the Sun and the Fair. That tells you all you need to know. They all lie and make up shit, think too much of themselves, but at the same time have no writing or speaking talent and have no journalistic integrity. But this one, on top of it all, is problematic AF. Alright, so that's an ad. Alright, they iced him, but he got promoted to a different job working for Earthshot Prize, Prince William's charity. That's the laugh, the joke you guys tell. Okay, well, Jason was telling you to cover his track. That's right. That's right. Well, Jason was telling you to cover his track because he gave you guys the electronic copy. He even gave evidence in court, so his warnings meant nothing. It was to have plausible deniability. And Emily, we haven't forgot about your fake baby shower story. You need to tell us who fed you the lies. So what are you admitting is to the royal reporters, not writing about rumors of William affair was more important than writing about Meghan's confidential correspondence. You are just providing what Harry and Meghan have said, so thank you. All right, knowing the royal family, vile courtiers are constantly leaking about you, therefore, knowing it could be leaked and considering that does not mean she wanted to leak. Thank you. That's exactly that. This is exactly that. This is what Meghan was preventing, because she saw she just married into the royal family. She already see the pattern. So she said, if I'm going to do this, this is what I'm going to do. Meanwhile, she was talking to the enemy, telling the enemy exactly what her plan is. If she didn't tell Jason all of that and just mail it herself, guess what? Nobody will know anything about that. Okay, just another talking point by the hate for higher British media. By the way, the judge agreed. Yeah. They didn't even... the judge agreed with Meghan not to release the names of the friends and all sort of thing. All right, and she won the case twice. Okay, mind you, Jason was working directly with the Daily Mail, which their editor revealed in the editor's witness statement to the court. Yep, it's coming from them. Okay.
You just explain, what was the significance on the witness statement from Ed Verity, better known as Ted Verity?
Ted Verity, the editor of the Mail on Sunday, said in his signed witness statement that he had been given information that helped support Associated's case. He said this information came from a senior palace source, and he said in his witness statement this was, quote, not gossip or tittle-tattle.
What does that mean?
What it means is that a senior figure in the royal household, according to Mail on Sunday, was passing him information in order to help defeat the Duchess's case.
I'm sure he won you off, all right, but with a wink and a nudge, there's that. He still testified against Meghan. You are over. I'll go into that. So this is the last one. Let's go into it now. Oh, shit, I should have finished with the other one. He tried to, then lied, claiming Meghan's team asked him to. No, William let him break his NDA to torpedo Meghan's case, but they fell. His lie helped Meghan's case. That's what I think. Yes. Of all things he put out there is what Meghan said, you know, do not discuss this with anybody. Don't share it with anybody. Yes, that's exactly that. Yes, he strengthened. That was the exact same thing I said the very first time I come across it. I was like, of all things, this is what you bring to court? You strengthen her case. All right, did I finish it? This is why I didn't want to go into that. All right, Prince William is seen returning. Okay, more replies. You are overstating the power Jason Kenoff, a communication officer, had over the tabloid versus the power of direct comms from the royal family's legal firm in William's case. The legal team of the palace successfully got articles about the affair removed. What effect did JK have? I don't know. Really, Emily, the same Jason who okayed the lie you wrote about Meghan's commandments, the Jason who encouraged Meghan to talk to Omid even after she told him no, then, oh, I didn't know about this part. Really? Because there was a text, email Meghan sent to Jason to set some time to talk about Omid's book. This is the way she phrased it, Omid book. Meanwhile, the name of the book, Finding Freedom, didn't come out yet. So Meghan didn't want to do it. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, then he and Harry, brother Ken, use it in court to help the Daily Mail destroy Meghan. We all know you can't report on Flower. Okay, Prince William is seen returning to Kensington Palace every evening while Kate lives in Windsor. Why does no one report on their sham marriage? Will you get fired? Okay, you never had problems reporting lies about Meghan, but you can't tell the truth about William. You all report on made-up BS about the Sussexes, but for some reason, you all did touch the Rose story, even when as far as delete and scrub all articles. Yeah, no, there's clearly something there. So Jason Kenoff was warning his buddies not to get caught in a lawsuit. How ethical. And the other thing as well with this comment is that they all knew, all right, the palace, they all knew, the palace lawyers and all of that, they knew they were not going to file anything against the paper. So everyone who were on board were so sure they could do whatever they want with Meghan's letter. But the thing they didn't realize that Meghan was gonna do is to hire her own lawyer. She has the fund to do that. So this also sort of blindsided them. They didn't expect that. So now all the rats are running for cover. And there's probably, this is why Jason told Emily or whoever he told, you know, to not cover that particular story. All right? So Meghan blindsided them and said, if you're not going to help me, then I'll help myself. Okay, there's this here, the praying. May everything and every single nasty thing Emily Andrews did and wished against Harry and Meghan and their children boomerang and smack her in her face. Okay, there's the praying again. I'm definitely waiting for karma to get you and all the vampires, so-called royal water, to pay for what they have put Meghan through. Alright, so that's that. I don't want to go into that. So I pretty much cover all of Meredith thing. So when I come across it, so we know what she's talking about. Alright, let's go to the next one. Is that the one? I think that's the one, but let me make sure. Is that the one? Yeah, so that's the one. Let's go to the next one. Another one regarding Meredith. Okay, so I retweet that. Okay, it's over the course of a few tweets and the reply under Meredith video here. So that's the one I was just in. So she tweeted that Emily Andrews admitted they choose to write about Meghan's private letter to her dad instead of Prince William's alleged affair, and she still doesn't get that she's proving Harry and Meghan's right once again. These royal reporters doing our work for us. There's the laugh here. Okay, so this was the one that made reference to this one, and this is why I read everything. Okay, hi Anna, can you please forward the tweet where she admits that? All right, so that's this one that I just went over and read everything. Okay, okay, thank you. So there's this. There's 10 comments under it here. Okay, it's fascinating. The requirements to be a royal reporter must be to be morally bankrupt. They really live and breathe the concept of valuing people according to hierarchy and to abuse based on that scale. Yet she claims to be left-leaning. Okay, Emily Andrews is revealing everything. Staff conspired and leaked private info. Okay, the male exploited her low-character father and humiliated him into ending their relationship. They knowingly pushed a false narrative that she neglected him to extort her. Okay, there's this here. Emily jumped into a discussion to throw aspiration on Meghan, but it backfired, as it should. She'll never learn. Okay, love when Prince William affair pops up means it's going to be fun on Twitter today. That's an ad. There's this here. Praise the Lord, Harry and Meghan didn't lie. Let them keep talking. I know. I respond to that. I tweeted that because I can't respond it. I tweeted out. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. I spent too much time on this. Looks like I might have maybe 2 or 3 videos. I may not even get to edit. I have to take my kids to the dentist. Okay, so there's this here. Emily Andrews admitted they chose to write about Meghan's private letter. Okay, so that's the one I just went into. Okay, I just did that. Why am I putting this thing twice? Next tweet. Okay. What's interesting about her response is she revealed that Tom Markle had given the Daily Mail the letter 6 months prior, which blows up his story that he shared it to defend himself. Okay? That's another point to pick up. I'm telling you, the squad, the investigative things it's really good. I missed all of this yesterday. Right? I was not on Twitter. She also says the royal family's lawyer phoned individual journalists to threaten them. Why no paper trail? There's this here. Part of the things that I read. Been written with an eye to it being made public. Both he and Meghan had considered that possibility. And there was a strong suggestion even at that point that she wanted it out there. I explained this. It's not true. The Mail on Sunday had sat on that letter for 6 months. There it is here. Another thing that came out, which is why is it Peg and Trelawney? Yeah, Peg and Trelawney prove a point here. It was the People's article that triggered it. Okay, the Cambridge's Rose thing was different, and that there was no proof. And to my recollection, again we were all warned off by hot battles, but I think that's the palace lawyer or something like that, but verbally, not necessarily in writing. All right, so there's that. This is the thing here that I just they retweeted it. Okay, she wanted it out there. The assumption that Meghan wanted the letter out there is very strange. They didn't even have the decency to publish the letter as written. Instead, they copied and pasted to suit the narrative. This woman, the royal rats, Daily Mail team, are evil. Okay, she didn't want it out there, as she gained nothing from its publication. She merely wrote it in a manner that if it did leak, he will be forced to reveal some truth, and that was designed to be protected as well as a deterrent, but Tom couldn't erase it. Okay, so there's that here. Tom Markle claimed he sat on the letter. Okay, Thomas Markle claimed he sat on the letter for Meghan Markle for 6 months. Such a bold face. Not Thomas Markle. It was Emily Andrews. He had it. Okay, why I share Meghan's hurtful letter. Duchess's father, Thomas Markle, revealed he kept note secret for 6 months and never intended share it until her friend spoke to a US magazine about it and misrepresent its content. So that means he handed it over the minute he was sent the letter. Wow. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Which means, okay, Jason told the papers, whoever went over there to take pictures with Thomas, probably make a deal and say, give me the letter, I give you that, in my humble opinion. And then she got it. And then after that, they sat on it. They're waiting for a right moment to do it. Okay? She didn't say Tom have it to Mel on Sunday. She said they had it. They quite possibly could receive it from the palace. Okay? I think it was Tom. I think Jason told. I don't think Thomas called them to come and get the letter. No. And this is the way that I think it happened. Okay? Because Meghan was explaining everything, how she's gonna do it to Jason Kunoff. So what I think Jason Kunoff did, sold that information, in my humble opinion, to whoever went to Mexico to get the letter. Once they get the letter, and then they did what they did. Okay? Meghan specifically said she didn't want that to be released, and then told Jason whatever she discussed with him, with Jason, is between her and Jason only. But Jason went and do whatever he did. Okay, I think it was Tom. It was Jason. It would have been part of their initial case, but his knowledge of the letter didn't come up until they lost the case, and he reached out to help them with the appeal. Okay, has this come out in the court case? Maybe Meghan doesn't even know about this 6 months difference. Not necessarily, because she won her case and the fair pay damages. They might have found the son, but the Daily Beast said they got legal letters from William. Okay, they might not be telling the truth. Yeah, I don't think they're telling the truth. I think Jason probably said everything. Now, when it comes for the appeal, because he was the one who told them, right? And said, I'm going to try to help you with the appeal. Okay, maybe they got the letter first from Kunoff. Could be. They then sat on it till they got Thomas Marco's letter. Okay, that's possible too. Jason told them. So why would that lady go to Mexico to take pictures with Thomas Marco? So which means they didn't have it. They went to get it and probably offered Thomas Marco some money for it. All right, Jason licked the letter first, then Daddy Fell bought the letter from Tom. Okay, so that's about the same thing. Okay, let's see it. Jason licked the letter first, then Daddy Fell bought the letter from Tom in order to cover up traces of the royal family and Jason. That makes sense. This is the line that I'm going with. Okay, do not forget it was Will and Charles' idea through Jason Kunoff for Meghan to write the letter and advise Meghan to come hard on her father. That is true as well. Later on, I'm gonna put this. I have this, okay, on this timeline so people will know what they're talking about. She put portion of it. I have this part here highlight in one of my in my copy. Okay, she volunteered evidence in her attempt to justify how bad they mistreated Meghan, and Thomas Markle lied to the world that he was defending himself by releasing the letter to the Daily Mail, something the paper used in its defense. Who gave the Daily Mail Meghan's letter in August 2018? She's only been married for 3 months. All right, so there's more. Oh my God, the squad, there's more. All right, let me go to the next tweet. Let's go to the next tweet. All right, so you have a sense of the conversation that's going on. Okay, so I think this tweet makes reference to it. Okay, next tweet. Meghan and her children weren't even going to be safe from the police that were supposed to protect them. Okay, the horror of it all makes me really sad. So true. You can even blame the British royal family on this one because it's the deep-rooted racist mindset within the Met. Yeah. And the paper helps with that as well. The nonsense that they keep on putting to put images into people's mind. And it builds up. And it becomes second nature to them. Alright, there's to comment under it. Okay, I trust US police even less on this. Okay, so that's a different comment here. Okay, that one sentence alone makes me cry, Alexis. God only knows the fear, and of course, Meghan and Harry during those dark days. Thank God for Mr. Tyler Perry. Okay, and the Brexit royal were happy that it was God saying no and closing the door. He closes the door for a reason. He knew what that force was about. Okay, how distressing. There's 100. Okay, whole country. Not all. Not all. There's a good portion. Look, for instance, that young lady during the Queen's funeral who wanted to hug Meghan and all of that. So it's not the entire country. There's a good portion. There's a good portion of the country who are racist, but not all. Okay, next tweet. Let's see here. Sky News. Whenever people tell you that their problem with Meghan is, quote, attitude, not her race, end quote, ask to take a look at their phone. All right, so there's more things about it. So there's that here. There's the thinking here. He used her black heritage as leverage for power. Her suit writers and directors and co-workers didn't even know she was part black. I mean, their eyes, are they blind? Are they blind? What? All right, what's your point in this? She's the racist. She's the one making the big deal, stirring the pot that incivility. If they just leave her alone, she will not fight back. Oh my goodness, you made that story up on your head. There's the laugh. They knew she was half black on day one, which is why a black man played her father. All right, there's this here. Every day, I thank God that Meghan is far away from that palace. Okay, that's an ad. All right, after this, that's it. This, pointing up, but racism doesn't exist in the UK, they said. Don't even have to go that far. Ask for their IG or X handler or who's their favorite YouTuber. That's a very good point. I'm sure the battery would have died or they will experiencing newfound technical issues with their phone. Anything but let you see that racist messages about Meghan, Archie, and Little Bit. Tyler was right. Meghan could have said more about that family. Attitude meaning she takes no shit of them and stand up for herself. They're not used to being out of their place. That's true. After this, that's it. This always pisses me off when they say it's her behavior or her attitude or her action, etc. It's not that and never has been. It's just an excuse. They've been drip-fed poison about her via the media for years. They want her to be the villain, so find evidence to fit. That's true. That is true. To find evidence to fit with their agenda. So that I agree. But each time they try and it fell miserably, in return, it proves the type of people they are. All right, next tweet. David Oyolowo on helping girls in Nigeria with Meghan and Harry's support. So there's that here. Taking a selfie. There's a heart. Here Marco goes again, jumping on any current trending bandwagon. When will they realize they are not just cancelled, but are the most disliked couple in the world right now? The more they push themselves, the more hated they become. Whatever. I'll go into it in a few. They've been doing this for a while. Okay, a beautiful sea of black people. Congratulations to David, Harry, and Meghan, and all the excellent girls. So let me go into that. Okay, if you actually read the article, you will see that he is the one who reached out to Meghan. Meghan then go looking for him. Okay, I didn't read the article. So let me click on it in the article. Alright, so the link of this article will be in the description. Alright, so there's that. Let's go to the next tweet. They always have to say anything that Meghan and Harry are doing, which is good, they always have to turn it into a negative. And the haters are into Harry and Meghan, Sussex Squad tweets. Alright, so now we're into KFC. Okay,